Okay, let's start to learn Boolean. So Boolean is the one keyword in a Java, right? And here you can see uh, any name, my way, Boolean flag, right? So this Boolean data type have a possible value too. This can contain two value possible. True or flag can consider as a, let's assume here. So if you declare any, here you can declare one Boolean variable flag, and this flag have a one value can be true, one value can be true, another value can be false. So this data type is very simple data type. Any variable you can declare Boolean that can have a maximum two value, can be true or can be false. If you run apart from this flag variable does not contain anything. If you try to just assign something, let's say I'm assigned to 1 2, it will not do, because they say you are assigning integer value, but this is the Boolean. The Boolean is nothing. This is the one variable, one variable. A possible value can be stored here only two. You can store or true value or false value. Apart from this, anything you cannot store here, right? So Boolean variable, where you can declare, how can you use it? Okay, so these are the some example. Boolean variable can be used maybe in the simple variable declaration, or can be used to writing a method. Let's write here method like I am writing method like is even number, okay? Is even number, and let's it will take one number input. Okay, so you can say whenever you are getting any number, I want this number is even or not. So here this method can return only two things: is it is it even number or not, means true or false. So here you can give data type like a boolean. So this method say ki whatever the number you pass me, I will return is this number is not even. So you have to take return here say you have take a boolean variable, just result whatever the number you are getting is even or not. So how to check any number is even or odd? So if whatever the number you are receiving, if number modulo 2 double equal to 0, then you can say it is a even number, or else you can say it is a not even number. So here say your result equal to true. That means that the given number is Boolean. Or you can say result equal to false. That means that the given number is not Boolean. And your method should return a result Boolean. Return your result. Right? So here you can use Boolean as a method return type. Any method can return Boolean. Means here in the case of, for example, you want to check the given input number is boolean true or false. This means if I am passing, let's here I am pass invoke this method is even, just I want to pass so 57. Okay, so is this 57 number goes here, and you have this method return possibly two value, because the data type is a boolean, so they return maybe true or return false. So if here you check, if whatever the value you return, okay, sometimes someone like write code this way, right? Sometimes someone write code like this way. If number equal to true. So both are the same thing. You write code this way or this way. Both are the same. Ki whatever the result come from here, okay, you have to just S out a print number. Just
Yes,
print here.
I want to understand the meaning of line 13. I am having the problem in this type.
So I am explaining you right now. This is your EJ. So here you write Java offer. You can write by default. This is the one value. This is the Boolean value. So compiler know कि this have a possible two value. It is might be true. It is might be false. False. Right? So he say कि if you write this or this, both are the same thing. If you explicitly compare, it is a true. Then I am going to inside. So if you writing this code here at else and here say this is the your
The,
1 minute.
like the meaning of line 13 is if even number. We have just written even no. So it by default it means the true.
This means कि whatever this return, this method
Oh,
returns some value. What this method return? This method returns sometime true, sometime false. So this value, even number, can be anything. Can be true, can be false. If it is a true, then this line execute. If this is a false, then this line execute. Right? Depend upon the what this method return. Right? Let's run it. But let's assume 57 is written true or false. Tell me,
it's
57,
false.
it's false. This means return this false. So this, what is the value of this variable? Should it be false?
It's false.
Uh, so let us run it. So you notice here, we are just here just print as out value. Okay. So if you just print what this value contain, this value contain if true, then this code execute. If this contain false, this line execute. And if you run it. So this statement nothing say if condition is true, then I am executing this one. If this is a false, then execute. So they are returning false. That means कि this even number, what the return we are getting?
We,
We are getting a false,
yes.
right?
And like sir, you have written if even number. So the meaning of this is if it is true.
Yes. Then this line execute.
Okay.
If else, let's here I pass like a 58. Okay. Then what
No,
happen? This will return what? This will return
True.
true or false. 58 is even number. Then this should return true. So if
True.
you run it again, this will return true. This will return true. In this true case, we are printing this lineup. So this is the flavor Java say. Instead of writing this way, you can write it this way as well as, right? You can write same code using the this way.
sir, in line 13, when we wrote Boolean even number is
Huh.
equal to is even number. So
Yeah.
it mean even number box created variable. It has one either true or false.
Let's run the code. Whenever you're running code, this variable declare in your stack even. Okay. But what is the value for even false? They have not until this method is not invoked. So now going to the invoke this method, and this method decide I am returning a true or false. Let's they return a true. So here true value are assigned.
Yes. So when we write if even number, that means it is true.
Not it is not a true. Depend might be this return false. In the case of 7, this return a false.
Yes. So that means if we write if bracket even number, that means if false.
Yes. No, if a false net, this boolean value is a false. False means don't execute this line, you execute this line.
Okay.
If So here a problem, here a challenge is that you have to read how if block works. If block say whatever the here is written, if this will return true, then this section of code executed. If this, maybe here I write and let's another number like 1 equal to 2 equal to 1. So whole statement until not true, you cannot execute this line, right? So if a block, so here a problem is with you that you have not studied how if work, if statement work. If say कि whatever you written inside the if block, overall statement return value should be true or false. If true, then I execute this line of code. Not, this is not depend upon only one variable, might be two variable, right? And multiple and or you can apply here. So once a time you just go through your if section, how if block work. This is not a problem with the even number. This is the
Yeah,
one variable. This is the one variable.
and
Whatever the value.
whenever
Hmm,
we put the condition like the boolean variable inside the if loop,
hmm.
so it means that to execute the if loop, the boolean variable should be true.
Yes. If you want to run this line, it must be true.
Okay, so we have the
Or
problem in this part.
so instead of writing this code, if you configure it in this way, what is the problem here? If even number equal to true, then you want to do this,
This
right?
is far better than that.
So this is the problem. Need some exercise, need some experience. Okay. The only this is the confusing somehow. Ki what the if mean here exactly specify if even number is a true, then you can do this, right? This both code are the same thing. The way you understood, right? Correct. Let's I have a some, let's here I have a, let's integer array, okay, a, and have a some value, some, let's a number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 and 9, okay. And now I want print all the 7, okay, t missing, okay. So let's see here I want to print all the even number. So generally we can write two a code for each, okay, a dot length, and here say ki you can write code if uh, you have already written one function is even number, so you can invoke first uh, boolean result is even number and pass a of I, okay. One number you pass, it will return result, and if the result equal to true, okay, and you print your even number, right? So just initially I comment out all this code. Okay. So here, here you writing we have a list of number. I want to print all the even number. So one number first and pass. This will return true or false. Again next number. But for which methods they return true? Only I am printing this number. So you write code this way or okay. So here you write sorry, here you write the number, right? Which number is the a of I. So in this case, you notice we have written get 2, 4, 6, 8, all are the even. So instead of writing this, someone can write simply R, right? So by default, if say if this is true, then I will execute. Write this way, or this way, both are the same thing. Just visualize this is like written this way. You are getting the same result, right? If
Yeah.
you want to all the odd number. So if you say, if you write this way code, if your R result become a false, then you want to print the number. You write this way code. So, okay, if R is equal to false, then you want to, this means they return all the odd number. So this is the one way to write the code, all the odd number, right? But you can also write instead of this, you can write this way. So you can write this way. You can say this is the R, but in
Not R.
else part, else part go go this. Okay?
Or sometimes we write the like exclamation sign in front of this.
Right.
It means not R.
Ah, yes, correct. 1 minute. I will explain. If you run it here, now you notice that for R equal to true, we are not doing anything. Just for else we are printing. Or you can write the same code instead of this way. You can write, oh, okay, no. Instead of only one, here I am saying just not equal to. And that means this is the your code and you not write else block. Here you write this code or this code, both are the same thing. Here say ki whatever the value you are getting, just not means this is the true, then make a false, then make a true. Just negate. If you not write comment code and you are getting the same result like here. So here say I want to print this only value in the case of false, in the case of false. But if you just remove it, this means you want to print for all the true value. So you are getting the for all the even number, right? All your even number you are getting. So here the means ki whatever the result you are getting here, okay, this is the Boolean value. A Boolean have a possible two value, true or false. So here you can decide if true, then I want to this. But you say no, in the case of false, I want to do something. So I just you write here not equal to. Means this is now false. In the false, I want to do this. Or simplest way, you can write this way, right? Better way, write this way so that you feel so comfortable, right? You write this way. Or if R double equal to true, then I will do this. Yeah, even you can write the same code in this way. Instead of here say ki if else if R equal to false. Especially specify if true then this, else if true then this. Even better, you can just write a two if. A two if. If this is true, then do. If this is false, then do. So these are the multiple flavor Java offer. Now ask your question. Is there any confusion?
No.
It got crystal clear, sir.
Here just you write your favorite word is the found,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Success. We
Okay.
read success.
Or sometimes our professor use the found. Every question they use found.
So here you can use found equal to true this way, or you can use the this way. Okay. So here you are sometime you write found this way, and this. Okay. You can write this way or this way or this way or this way. Just try to visualize it this way. If you are writing this code, that means this is the same as just visualize this is the same as like a true. Okay. Whenever writing this means this is the same as you are trying to say this equal to false. So you write this or this, both are the same thing. You write this or write this is the same thing. Just you play with. This is the multiple flavor Java offer. So they know that this is only two value, so might be true or false. So even why need to specify true or false? Compiler say कि I know कि this possible value two, this possible value have only two. Yeah, is it true or is it false? If true, you do this thing, or else you do this thing, right? So due
Yes.
to the nature of Boolean, compiler decide कि I have to print this or this because this have only one value, or true or false. So if true, then I am doing this or else. Or you can exactly specify if this is a false, then you do this. Yeah, if this is a true, then you will do this. So this is the multiple flavor, but instead of writing so expression, someone directly write if the one variable only.
Yes. And sir, line in the line 29, we created the uh, even number. Line 29,
29.
we
Yes,
created the found as a variable.
we created the this method will return a boolean. This
Yes.
say कि this is the method, take one input variable and return true or false. They may be sometime return true, sometime return false. We are not return any found. Yeah, we are not return any variable name. We are return value. Value can be true or can be false. We are returning a result. Result is a boolean.
When sir, any method is returning something,
Hmm.
so it means we have to create new variable of that type so we can store the returned value.
Yes, this is the one way, or you can directly write the same code in this way as well as multiple flavor. Let us this is the one. Okay. So instead of I am not want to hold the value, just I am not to hold the value. I can flat return the flat here. Maybe it's not mandatory कि always hold the value. You can do this way. If your number is divisible by 2, then you return true, else return false. This is the way also you can do. Or even this expression you can write, this is the one way. Okay, this is the one way. Or you can write the same code in the different way. The different flavor Java offer to let's say another like method 2. And here you can say ki this again, this can written in the one variable. Okay? And just put here b.
Yes.
Whatever this value return, maybe true or false, you return true, you return true. Or even better, you can write this code in the different way. One simple code you can write multiple flavor. Here you can say I not want each and everything, just this, and return b, return b. It will do the same things. Or even better, you can say write this way. I why need a variable, just you remove, just like written here. Okay, just
Yes.
mention the 4. So these are the
So
different flavor
in
you
this
can write.
method, line 94, in this method, if it is true, like it is even, so it would
It will
return
return
true.
true. No, return true. This will return boolean value.
Okay.
This will return boolean value, maybe true or maybe false. Just let us. I am using this one. Just again comment out all the code and just let invoke pass 5. Okay. So whenever you pass this function, it will invoke this and just print out s out. What is the b? Okay, and just run it. Okay, something missing. Where? Okay, I have to run this way. So here they are printing this is the false. So this means
Oh,
whatever the number you are returning, this will return false. Sometime if you let's pass here like 6, okay? So this function 6 modulo 2 is equal to 0, then return true. So different way are writing a code. Or you can directly place here the same methods you write in this way, or same method write in this way. You can just take variable and return value, or just take return variable here decide if true return true or return false, or you can write in this way. So one method can be written different flavor, but the answer is the same for each. So don't confuse this method. Say I am taking one input variable and returning boolean. Boolean means I can return true or I can return false, only two possible value. They never return any other value, always return true or false. So how to decide true or false? Depend upon the input. If input is divisible by 2, that value is 0. Even you can write this code in the more simplified in this way. Instead of write 5, I am say first this is the modulo. So you can take variable integer modulo, right? And if you here decide if modulo is 0, the
yes.
modulo 0, then return true, okay? Or if say in this way, or else you can return false. Even you can now this two line of code here the same place, same whatever written here, this is the same thing here. So you can write the same thing this code in this 5 line or one liner, but overall this method will take one input and depend upon the input they return a boolean value, might be true or might be false. The same thing you doing this method, they are taking one input and modulo and checking is it equal to true, then true return, else false. So both these are the same thing, nothing different, but different way of writing code.
Okay.
So if can be written in different way. So this is the only problem. You again go through your if block section, how it will play a role.
Now, if we go up and we write if m, then
Hmm.
we write yani कि if it's
No,
true.
no. Let's again if you write this way, you write this way, right?
No,
Compiler is not
here we write if m equal to 0.
uh,
And above when we write in main method, then
let's main
what we
method.
will the
Let's main method and just invoke this, right? You know
yes.
कि this method will return क्या? Is it boolean return? So you have to always receive answer in a boolean and just S out. This will always return true or false. 6 is if even number, this will return true. This will return true because here you written if your number modular a number, what is the modulo? This is the remainder your modulo, and if this is the 0, then return true, else return false. In this case, our this line code executed. Here, let's print out S out M value and S
0.
out N value. So here you notice n is 6. The modulo of 2 is 0, right? M is 0, and if here you check if M is 0, return true. So this method will return value true. So here you are getting the true, and that is the print true. Let us I pass here 7 and again run it. So you are receiving the n number is the n number is the 7, modulo of 2 is the 1, modulo of 2 is the 1. So if you chunk m is equal to 0, no, it's not 0, then it's return else, then return false value, you are getting the false here,
Okay.
right? So there
Yes.
are multiple way you can write, but here you can write, not write like here. Here you cannot write m.
Yes, because
Here,
that doesn't make any
because
sense.
this is the integer. If are expecting you are passing me some boolean, right?
Yes.
If block always say you give me some boolean, but you are passing here int, m is the integer value. So how convert m integer value to boolean? Question is that how we can convert this primitive int m. So simplest way, just check with the some number as per our condition. I know whenever modulo is the remainder 0, I have to return true. So now m double equal to 0 is return boolean. If you can assign boolean b equal to m double equal to 0, and you can now type b here, right? How it works. They have a happy, right? So here what I'm trying to say, here we have integer m. It is an integer, we cannot pass here, but need a boolean. So how to convert one integer to boolean? Maybe you use the some conditional operator. You can say double equal to 0, yeah, greater than 0, yeah, less than 0. These are the operator used to convert your primitive to boolean. So here our logic, our modulo should be 0. This m double equal to 0 return boolean value true or false. So you can assign the b true or false, and this boolean can be passed inside if. When you write this way code, it works, but this is the more detail. So if you know the detail, then you understood the concept. This line of code, both are the bilkul exact same thing, but might be this will confuse how it's work. Might it help us ki this work in this way? Is it clear
Yes.
Yes.
how if works? So
Yes.
due to the practice, we are doing multiple time thing. So instead of writing this line of code, we generally write flat this, right? So this is come from the practice, but you should know ki how we writing this code in different way or different way. This come from practice wise practice. Whenever you have any doubt, please ask me like this way. Until you are not clear, you are sometime your confusion found not found, right?
Yes.
Here even I write is found, is success, right? Here you can say is success. It means ki this value true, then return true. If this value false, return false.
Okay.
Or even again you write here, if this value true, then return this, else return this. Or even you can more say if else if else if sorry, else if here say is success double equal to false. You can exactly specify the each. Don't say, right? So here say if this success is true, then return true. If this success is false, then return false. It is same code, this you can return in this way. So each and every steps understood what is happening, right? So if you know this is the if block concept, whenever you are writing if else if you always come with the else part, right? You have to else block missing. Something what happened, this is not true, this is not true, then what method return? Method will confused, right? Let us example, this will false, this will false, then what method you return? This method must return your boolean value, but this is code not executed, this is not executed, then what method return? You have nothing. You have to specify something else block. So always something say ki whenever your method return boolean value, you have must return in any condition one return value. But whenever you are writing code this way, possibility that ki whenever here you are not writing, if else block is not available, what happen if this is the not executed, this is also not executed, then what happen? So generally write a else block. So you have to say, or the best way you can again declare your result value, boolean result, result, okay, and result you can assign here result, you can say result equal to this, okay, result equal to this, result equal to false, and then you don't need this, you say return, return result. So here say ki compiler is confused, if this true, if this is not executed, this is not executed, then what is the boolean value of result? So you have to specify some default value. What is the default? If this is not true, if this is not false, then what happens?
And by default, I think so it's true.
No, in all the local variable, in the first class I explained all the local variable you can declare, but you cannot use until you cannot initialize. Here result
Yes.
is not initialized. Here
Yes.
nothing value. But if condition true, then initialize. If condition false, this initialize. Else what happen? If both, let's assume possible case compiler know कि this is not happen and this is not happen. Then what is the result value? Compiler don't know. So generally say if whenever you are writing if and else if, then you have always write the else part. And else part say whatever you want. Then compiler happy. Compiler so you know if this is not executed, not executed, else always execute. So this is the
Yeah.
known as if else chaining part. Might we have learned about the conditional how condition if works, right? So you can write the same one-liner code in the details descriptions. But whenever your experience come, might be you think avoid to writing such code. Simplest code this, right? But
Yes.
this code has internally do multiple things, right? First they are modulo, first they are a modulo. Then whatever the result come, just comparing with the double zero, double zero. If return is a boolean true, then return true. False, return false. So these all the steps compiler automatic do for you in the one liner. So just as per your familiarity, you write if block in different way, maybe in found, if else, or if you confuse here, just write exactly if this is true or false. Don't confuse. Initially, it is also work fine. Anyone don't say why not write this code. You write this line or this line, both are the correct. Whenever you anytime feel confusion, don't write this code, just write this way. Is it okay?
Yes.
Whenever you make some experience, you suddenly writing this code, but till now don't practice, okay?
Okay.
Any doubt with your boolean method?
No, it's clear.
Is it okay both of you?
Yes, sir.
So let us
Yes.
practice it, and if you have any kind of doubt with the boolean variable, boolean method, again we can discuss. Don't worry
Yeah.
until you not feel comfortable, I'll write a code. Now hope it will help you to know how Boolean method work, how Boolean variable works, right?
Yes.
So that is the good. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.